there was a big fight that broke out in downtown Cincinnati last week, and I'm sure some of you saw it. It was a bunch of black people that beat up a white guy, and then they beat up a white girl. And I never jump to conclusions when I just see the fight in progress. What led to the fight is what I'm always thinking about. Now, there has been footage of the white guy. It looked like he opened hand. It didn't look like a huge slap, but he did make contact with one of the black guys. And then there's rumors that the white guy said the N-word. And I haven't seen the video yet. I don't know. So I'm not going to say, hey, white guy calls a black guy the N-word. White guy touches a black guy. Yeah, you might get beat up. The only thing that I am 100% doesn't matter what was said, doesn't matter what was done, was one lady was in there trying to break it up, white lady, and she got sucker punched and knocked out by a dude. And as soon as I saw that, I go, okay, that's where it's too far. Because come to find out, she was a single mom, and I don't care what she said. I don't care what was done. She wasn't a threat to anybody. She wasn't out there. You weren't worried about her at all. You just took that opportunity to sucker punch her and knock her out. And it's never okay. It wouldn't be okay if it was a white guy knocking out a black girl. It's not okay if it's a black guy knocking out a white girl. It's not okay if a black guy's knocking out a black girl or a white guy's knocking out a white girl. It's just not okay because she wasn't a threat. You're a dude. I don't even care if she said anything. There's nothing you can tell me that can justify it. And the bad part was it was in my city, Cincinnati, downtown. Even when I saw where the fight was, I knew right where it was. I knew right where the street was. I walked down the street. Every restaurant's on that street. You know, and Cincinnati's got a checker past with race relations. You had the cop recently that chased the black kid down after he was in a stolen car, and the black kid had a firearm on him, and the cop shot and killed him, and that was bad all the way around. And then the dad goes and kills a cop that had nothing to do with the case, and people were so ugly, just ugly, when they tried to say the dad had every right to kill an innocent cop. I'm like, no, he doesn't. What are we talking about right now? Even, God, 20-some years ago, there was a black kid that was shot by a Cincinnati cop. I think the black kid's name was Timothy Thomas, running from the police. And then he went down an alley. He was trying to get away, and he turned around, and I think his pants was sagging. He tried to pull him up, and then the cop shot him one time and killed him. And as an ex-police officer, even though it was military police, and it was a long time ago, listen, if you're to the point, and I don't know if this was taught or told to me by one of my instructors at the police academy, if you're to the point where your gun gets pulled out, you're scared for your life. It's called an escalation of force. If okay, these walls are really thin in this hotel. I just heard everything that lady was saying. So if anybody's having sex, I can hear them talking, and they're in the room across the hall from me. Yeah, if somebody's ever having sex in this hotel, you're going to hear it. You better have quiet sex. You better be like, ah. Yeah, so my girl's coming tomorrow. I'm glad I know that now. Looks like facing the pillow time. Sorry, that was sidetracked. Like when you got kids, you're already used to having quiet sex. That ain't nothing new. Parents know what I'm talking about. So anyways, no, the Timothy, I don't know if it was taught to me at the police academy or an instructor pulled me aside and told me, but we were going over escalation of force. And he said, look, if you're at the point where you whip your gun out, you're in fear for your life. And you don't, as people always say, you got to shoot in the leg. No. When your gun's out, it's center mass or head. It's like right here or right here. It's the only place you're aiming because you think you're going to die and it's you or them and you're shooting to kill. That's why people don't get shot in the leg by cops or they get shot in the hand. But also, if you shoot one shot and that's it, that means you were scared. Probably just as scared as being in an alley, being chased by a cop. That was a bad situation all around. Because if you're in fear for your life, you're going to unload. Pew, 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 pew. You're just going to shoot. You're firing. That's why you never hear a cop shoot one time. They're boom, 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 boom. They're shooting. So with this Timothy Thomas case 20-some years ago in Cincinnati, that cop only shot once. So right then, it never got brought up. I never heard anybody say anything about it, but the police officer was acquitted. He didn't go to jail, but he shot one time. So he was scared. That's why I really think that cop thought Timothy Thomas had a gun, and I really think he was in fear for his life. I don't think it was racially motivated. This instance wasn't. I don't think it was racially motivated. I don't think there was an agenda on his part. I think he was generally scared. And let me tell you something. As a cop in the military who had to one time, and only one time, I had to take my weapon out. My brain was like, everything goes through your brain when your gun comes out. You're like, escalation of force. Am I justified in this? Am I thinking correctly? Is my life really in danger? It's an adrenaline rush, but it's also it's so scary. Even when you're putting your gun back in your holster, when you finally settle down and get back in your patrol car or wherever you go, you just like, when you take a second, you're by yourself. At least it was for me. My heart is just coming through my chest, and you're just. And it's just reality's kicking in. Like, oh my God, I could have just died. It's I can't explain it unless you've done it. And it's funny because you go to the police camp and they tell you most police officers never pull their weapon out, at least in the military. You never pull your weapon out. You'll go through your whole career and probably never pull your weapon out. And the fact that I had to do it once, I was like, I'm so glad I never had to pull the trigger. I'm so glad as soon as my weapon came out, the situation got de-escalated so fast. But I was just like, even when you pull it out, you're thinking, am I allowed to pull it out right now? Am I supposed to be pulling this out? Did I miss something? Is my life in danger? If I shoot, am I going to be justified? Am I going to go to jail? It's a mind fuck. It is. So I just hate that. One, I hated my city's got a past like that between, oh my God, the Timothy Thomas case back in like 2000. And then recently the guy killing the cop because a cop killed his son. And now this racially thing happened in Cincinnati. Because listen, any major city is going to have crime. In any major city, you're going to have issues when you're dealing with lower income people. Whether it's trailer park white, whether it's Latino, whether it's black, when you're dealing with lower income people, it comes with its own set of problems.